The workshop on effective communication skills is a very important aspect. Your communication skills. The way you communicate to a person helps you to understand your body language and how effective you are at your workplace. Today's workshop shall help you to groom yourself for the market. Like when you attend your place where you are going for a job, these effective communication skills is going to help you. So we start with the first slide. Objectives of effective communication skills. Mr. Kumar is going to define all these things in a proper way.
So this is the new chapter, the effective communication skill. This totally depends on the way you are behaving with the patients, your colleagues, the co-workers, and the other staff in the hospital. So the proper communication or the effective communication must be maintained by you for a good work culture in the hospital. First, you need to define, understand communication and the communication process. Then you have to list the overcome of filters, the barriers. What are the barriers in the communication process? There are many barriers while communicating with the others at the workplace.
What is that topic again? The topic, the main topic, what is it?
It's the workshop on effective communication skills. Okay. So these are the various points by which you can improve your communication when you are in or at workplace. You need to take a proper tips while improving the verbal or non-verbal communication. So we'll move to the next slide. The main topic, what is communication? What is communication? Communication is the art of transmitting information, ideas, and attitude from one person to another. Communication is the process of meaningful interaction among human beings. Interacting with each other in the organization in a various ways which leads to the communication it might be in a different way and the different manners. It essences the personal process occurs between the people. The communication can be personal process which used for the personal work or the individual purpose, which the next point is occurs between the people. Suppose the group of people are working or communicating for a goal-oriented process in a workplace, then it's come to the group communication. It's also involves changing behaviors with the individual to individual. In communication, you need to express your thought and the emotions, the word, the actions to the others. This is also known as the tools for controlling and motivating the people. The communication is the major tool for controlling and motivating the people. This is also called as the social or the emotional process. The things, the messages which we forward or we communicate with the others might be a social communication or the information or an emotional. Did you completed this?
No.
Okay. Okay. Move to next. Then come to the another most important topic of communication is the way to communicate with the others. The spoken words, the written words, body language, the visual image. Suppose you have to inform or communicate something in a verbal way, then you need to be maintain the verbal communication. If you need to inform or communicate with the departments or the other staff in a documented way, then it's known as the written communication. You need to communicate in a written way. You have to write a letter or email or the fax your communication to the others. The visual communication, which in case the person is not able to spoke something or is unable to write, then in such case you need to express the communication by your body language or the visual images. You have to show the images to the person so they can understand what you want to communicate with them. Either you need to show your body language, so your body language also tells about what you need to communicate with the person. These are the most common way we communicate in our daily life with the different person. Any doubt? Then there are various types of communication. You need to understand all those types of communication within the organization while you're working. The first one is downward communication, the highly and the most used communication. The communication, suppose any messages of communication which are coming from your authority or your boss is known as downward communication. That highly directive from senior to their subordinates to assign their duties and give their instructions to inform the other feedback, approval to highlight problems. In case of upward communication, where the feedbacks are being directed of taking the process of problems for approval by the seniors or the management. Then come to the lateral or horizontal communication. That is, when you communicate between your colleagues, your staff, or the coordinator who is working with you, or suppose you are communicating within this class, all the 5 of you are communicating with each other is known as the horizontal or lateral communication. In today's the business environment, communication extends beyond the region of spoken words to listen word. That is, visual dimensions added by TVs, computer has given the new meaning of communication. Nowadays, the communication also gets modernization day by day because the communication in a business sector is in a different way, like they are giving messages or any information to the TVs, computers and the internet. So the communication skill is also getting modernization day by day to become more and more effective. Then come to the communication network. The formal network, visually vertical as per chain go command within the hierarchy. The communications which follow the management system or followed by the organization, which suppose any type of message or the communication is provided in an organization, it must be provided by the director, the CEO and the managing director of the company, which comes to you through different way. Like it's follow the hierarchy of the company. It's not comes to you directly from the management. That communication is known as the formal network of communication. Then the next one is informal network. The communication which is free to move in any direction and may skip the formal chain. The communication which moves directly in any direction to anybody, either any person related to that particular message is known as informal network of communication. Is it clear to you?
here?
Okay. Just you can see in this chart the downward communication and the upward communication. In downward communication, the direct communication which comes like it's from this side upper to the lower level, from executive director to the vice president to the AGM to the manager, supervisor, then come to the foreman. It's opposite in case of upward communication. It arises from foreman to supervisor to manager to the AGM to the vice president to the executive director. So both of them are opposite to each other. In downward, the communication must goes down from the upper or the higher level of management, while in upward communication it comes from the foreman or the front staff to the executive director of the company. In this side, as you can see, the horizontal communication where the managers is communicating with supervisor 1, supervisor 2 or supervisor 3. And all of them, the supervisor 1 to 2, 2 to 1, 2 to 3, 3 to 2, and 3 to 1, 1 to 3. Means each of them, each and every person is communicating directly with each other. Such communication is known as the horizontal communication. Did you completed this?
No.
Okay, just complete this and let me inform. Then come to the communication process. This diagram shows us the communication process. The medium, the sender is here. This is the sender, which include the masses. It's comes like this via some medium to the receivers. The message is generated from the senders, which also you can just say that encoders. It's come via the medium to the receivers, who decodes the message, then comes to the response of that message, and if required, they just give the feedback to the sender. In between that, you can see these areas, the barriers. While the message is generated from the senders and it's coming via medium to the receivers, in this way, in between that, there are various barriers of that communication process may suffer. Later we will discuss about the various barriers. What are the barriers of the communication? These are the barriers of communication. The communication might be interrupted or discontinued due to various barriers in the communication like noise, inappropriate medium, assumptions, misconceptions, emotions, language differences, poor listening skills, distraction. These are, while you communicating with the others, the noise can affect the communication. You might be affected with that noise or the inappropriate medium. Suppose while you are communicating with over the phone, the network might be the barriers while communicating over the phone. So it leads to assumptions or misconceptions during that communication. The emotions also hamper the communication while you are providing the communication to others. The language is the most seen barriers in a communication. Suppose in the world or in a hospital, when the patients are coming, they are from different regions, different countries, or the different areas, and their language might be different. difficult to communicate with such persons who is not well aware about the language known to you. The proper listening skill. When someone is conveying or telling you something, the careful listening is very important. If you are not listening to carefully for that particular moment, it might be you misunderstand the things which are conveyed by the senders. So you need to listen properly. So listening is also a barrier to the communication. Distraction. Suppose you are attending the class. Just I am giving the lecture and you are attending the class over there. There might be some noises comes out from the other sources, or so it makes you distract from the concentration over here. It might create the distraction while listening or communicating with the others. Is this clear? Okay. Yes. Then the another example is hearing versus listening. Hearing is totally a physical process, natural or passive. You cannot see the person. Suppose you are doing conversation with over phone or over internet, then it's a complete physical process by which you are getting a message from the senders, while in a listening, physical as well as mental, active, learned a skill process. You need to concentrate. Suppose I am taking class, you need to physically as well as mentally attention towards me. Because what I am telling you, what I am saying you, what is my expression, so you need to understand all those things. That known comes to that proper listening. So there's a differences between hearing and listening process. Listening is a hard process in which you have to be concentrate totally, giving your mind, your physics towards the listener completely to get the masses or take their attention. Okay, just completed. Any doubt? These are the value of listening in a communication. Listening to others is an elegant art. Listening for an hour, 2 hours, or for a few moments is an art. You have to be patient, be careful, while listening to the others. Good listening reflects courtesy or good manners. Good listening or proper listening to the message conveyor are a good which comes to a courtesy or good manners in you. Listening carefully to the instruction is superior into competence and performance. Anything which you are going to listen from the other, suppose what I'm telling, what I'm taking or teaching in the class, the outcomes depends on the proper listening from your side. If you are getting proper attention to the class, to my lectures, then it's very important or good for you to improve your performance or the knowledge regarding the topic. The poor listeners could be distressed or might be harmful for that organization or the employment, because the person who is not a good listener is unable to make themselves to the comfortable with the organization, with the employment or with the society. So a good listener can establish a good relation with the organization, in a business, in a employment or even in a social relation. Good listeners can eliminate a number of imaginary grievances of the employees. Good listeners can understand better, they are able to eliminate the imaginations from their employees. Good listening skill can improve the social relation and conversation. The good listeners can make a good relation with the society or make a good conversation for the growth of the society. Listening counts as a positive activity which rather than the passive or negative activity. A good listeners always count as a positive activity or activities, which means a person is able to take the knowledge or interested to gain more from the lecturer. Did you complete it?
Yes.
Okay. So these are the few points which is essential while communicating. These points you must maintain while communicating with the others, within the organization, with the employees, with the colleagues, with the co-workers. Always think ahead about what you are going to say. Before saying or conveying anything to the others, you need to think on that point, on that topic. Always use simple words or the phrases that are understood by everybody. The phrases and the words used during the communication must be simple so that everyone can easily understood that. You need to increase your knowledge on the subject you are going to speak. What you are going to speak or what you are going to say to the others, you have to have proper knowledge regarding the same. Speak clearly or audibly. Whatever you speak is very clear or audible to the others. Check twice the listeners whether you have been understood accurately or not. While I'm taking class, I'm asking you again and many times that have you understood or not. So you need to ask same at the time when you are communicating with the others. In case of any interruption, always do a little recap of what has been already said. Suppose any kind of interruption, like sometimes the PPTs are not visible, the sound is not connecting through, then we are starting from the earlier topic so that you go through properly with the continuation of that topic. Always pay undivided attention to the speaker while listening. The attention towards the speakers is very important, as we discussed that your attention depends the knowledge you are gaining. How much attention you are giving towards the class, towards the speaker, the outcome of that shows in your own. Because you only analyze yourself what the result or what I have gained from the speaker or the lecturer. While listening, always make notes of important points. While listening to the others or the lecturer during the class or in a meeting in an organization, you need to note down the important points just speak by the speakers. If you have any doubt or any queries, you need to ask for a clarification. So, any doubt or clarification during the listening, you just interrupt or just raise a question after completing the topic so that I'm unable to understood this topic. So, the speaker can repeat it. You need to repeat the words or the lines what speakers are said because it's convey the message whether you are understanding accurately or not. If you are understanding it accurately, then you need to repeat the word what the speakers are said. So these are the points while you are doing you have to do while effective communication or doing effective communication. And every part of the things have some do's or don't do. So we will move to the next topic, the essential of communication, what we don't need to do. Have you completed this?
No.
Okay, just note it down, then let me know so I can move to the next.
I'm done.
These are the points we need not to do while communication or making communication to the others. Do not instantly react or mutter something in anger. Do not instantly react or mutter something in anger while speakers are telling you something. If you have any doubt or queries, just let them finish. Then you raise your question and ask what you do not understood. Do not use technical terms terminology is not understood by the majority of population. As I've told you, always use the simple word and phrases. So do not use any word or the terms or the terminology which are not being understood by the people. Do not speak too fast or too slow. Speak properly with the proper fluency must be maintained while communicating with others. Because you speak too fast or too slow leads to misunderstandable to the listeners. Do not speak in inaudible surroundings as you won't be heard. The speaker's area must be in a safe place or the place where the noise or the outer sounds are not being surrounded. And never assume that what you said is everybody had understood or understand your words or the things you have conveyed. So never assume yourself that what you are conveying or you are saying is understood properly by everybody. Do not interrupt the speaker while he is speaking something to you. Or never imagine or jump to the conclusion that what the speaker are telling or saying. So these are the points you need to maintain while communicating with the others, especially in the hospital, with your co-workers, with your patients and the patient relatives and the other staff of the hospital. These two topics is very, very important. What you need to do and what you need to do not do while effective communication maintaining in an organization. Okay. Any doubt, any questions or queries regarding this topic?
No.
Okay. Did you complete it? Writing?
Yes.
Okay. So shall we move to the next? These are the points while how to improve existing level of communication. You need to improve your communication by improving your language, improving your pronunciation, work on voice modulation, work on body language, read more, listen more, avoid reading or watching or listening unwanted literature, gossips, media presentation, interact with qualitative people, improve on your topic of discussion, practice meditation and good thought, think and speak, do not speak too fast, use simple vocabulary, do not speak only to impress someone, look presentable and confident. These are the few points by which you can improve your communication skill, to improve your language, watching or interacting with the person who is more efficient than you. Do not read, write unwanted literature or gossip or media on internet. Just need to arrange a topic discussion with your colleagues, with your cousins or with the other members, so that you need to improve your thoughts, and you need to take practice meditation or good thoughts. You need to increase your vocabulary. So by working on these points, you just improve your communication skill, which is very effective during your job career or during the placements. Communication is the most effective or important thing which requires at the time of job in any organization. If you have any doubt or any queries, just go through all these points by which you can improve your communication. And if you have any doubt or need to help, just let me know so I can help you out. Okay? You completed it?
Yes.
These are the some tips while maintaining or improving your body language in organization. Keep appropriate distance with the communicator or the conveyor to whom you are talking. Touch only when appropriate. Do not touch anywhere while you are communicating with the others. Take care of your appearance. Your get-up, your grooming must be good while improving your body language. Be aware, people may give false cues during communication. You always need to maintain eye contact with the person you are communicating and keep smiling on your face so your body language good look, or you can show your good body language to the presenter.
We are done.
Okay. So these are the tips while improving the communication. To improve your communication skill, you need to maintain or improve or work on the topic which we have discussed and which is very good or important for you while improving the communication skill. Because today's work culture or the global deserves the excellent communication skills for. Okay, so this is the end of this chapter, the communication skill. If you have any doubt or queries, just you can let me know. Any questions regarding this?
No.
Okay. So we will start a new topic or chapter, a very small one. Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yeah. The new one is analyze the body mechanism. In the human body and body structure and the various system, we have discussed about the musculoskeletal system or the muscular system. This chapter or the topic less or more related to that one only. The movement system or the kinetic chain of a human body, which is mainly composed of three interrelated system. The first one is muscular, like muscles, tendons, ligaments, and the fascias, nervous, and the articular. All the system we have discussed in that body movement and the structure, the muscular system, the nervous system, and the articular, the musculoskeletal system, in which the different body joints and the bones and the muscles are attached with each other to provide the proper shape and the movement to the body. The muscular system or the muscular of the body, muscles are attached with the tendons, ligament, and the fascia of the different bodies part, which give the proper shape to the body. Then comes to the nervous system or the nervous structure, that which mainly composes of central nervous system or peripheral nervous system, which connect our body. The whole body is connected to the brain via, or the nervous system via central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, where peripheral nerves connects the different body messages or the transmissions to the central nervous system of the body, which receives the signals. The human brain receives the signals from the different body parts via peripheral nervous system, which transmit the masses to the central nervous system, and accordingly which body acts to perform. Then comes to the articular, the joints, the different body joints which are connected to the muscles or the bones, which helps the body in a movement, like we move or we act or we perform on daily basis with the help of that kinetic, that movement via that joints of the different body joints. Yes, I will show you the diagram. This, so you can see in this diagram, like a cervical, a spine, thoracorumbal spines, SOI joints, hip joints, knee joints, foot and ankles, This is a foot and ankle part. This is a knee. And this, just you can see here the red teeny one on the both side. These two are the hip joint which attach our body from our leg. Then this tendon or ligament spine is joined via the air. Like this area is a SI joint. Then the rib cage, these part, the rib cage joint, and the upper, the head is jointed with the cervical spine. This. The cervical spine is joined our head to the body. This whole joint and the process to the body parts with one another is known as the kinetic chain, in which the whole body skeletal system has been shown. Is this clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay. The system is composed like this. The human movement system is composed like this. Comes to the muscular system, the nervous system, the articular system, the structural alignment, neuromuscular control, and the movement. Each and every system is connected with each other parts of our body. And all this system and alignment of the body which provide us the human movement system by which our body moves according to the performance or the daily requirements. All these are in details with that chapter, the human body and the structure. We have discussed all these in a details. Do you have any doubt or queries related to this topic? Did you complete it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is about the human body movement system.
UPS, online UPS. हाँ हाँ एक्चुअली लागू होता है फिंगरप्रिंट सेंसर কোন টুল লবিতে ঢুকতে তো ওখানে তাহলে একটা র‍্যাকও করাতে হবে ওখানে একটা র‍্যাক করাতে হবে লবির মধ্যে একটা ছোট মতো র‍্যাক ইনকেস রাখার মতন আমার রুমে যেমন করা আছে দুটো অ্যাঙ্গেল দিয়ে একটা র‍্যাক বসিয়ে দেবে দুটো অ্যাঙ্গেল দিয়ে একটা র‍্যাক বসিয়ে দেবে এতে দিয়ে ওরা র‍্যাক করতে হবে
हाँ हो गया अभी देखते हैं क्या दो बजे Okay, so now we'll just take a break of half an hour. After half an hour, we will resume our class again.